Hey, what's up guys? It's Luke, Black Sheep 217 on Pokemon the Trading Card Game online and at Zoom Battle Gym on Facebook. You can also find me on Twitter at PokeEverything. I'd love to follow you and connect with you on social media, so let's do that. Today, as you saw in the thumbnail, I'm talking about this card. It is Crushing Hammer, and this card really does crush your opponent. Sometimes it absolutely is amazing, and then sometimes it does absolutely nothing. Now, why is that? Let me read you this card. It says, flip a coin. Flip a coin. That sucks. If heads, discard an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon. Now that is powerful. So, the most important thing you need to do in Pokemon really is get energy to power up your Pokemon. And Pokemon generally has a limit where you can only place one energy on a Pokemon per turn. So, the ability to take away energy is like taking away turns. So if someone has a very strong Pokemon and they're trying to power them up, if you can take those energies off, you are in a lot better position to win. So, I can see why the creators of Pokemon or whoever came up with this thought this might be a good idea, and it is. But they couldn't just say, take an energy and discard it, because then this card would be completely broken. Everybody would be playing with 4 of these in their deck, no matter what. It's just that powerful. It's a game-changing card. It can win you the game, it can stall your opponent, and it can infuriate your opponent, especially with a lot of these really thinned out decks where they don't run a whole lot of energy. If you are kicking out their energy, they're going to struggle. I'm thinking right now of Eternatus VMAX decks. Eternatus only takes 2 dark energy to power up for his massive attack. But those decks also don't run a ton of energy. So if you kick them out and you're able to discard their energy, you are going to be in a hugely good position against those decks. Now, like I said, if it didn't have the coin flipping element, this would be broken. This would be a broken card. You couldn't use it. It'd be way too powerful. But here's the thing. Crushing Hammer, it is not broken because you can use it. You can only use it if you flip heads. If you flip a heads, it works. If you flip a tail, it doesn't work. So, I think with a real fair coin, maybe in real life, I think the odds are pretty good. I don't know about the RNG, the random number generating in Pokemon the Trading Card Game online. I've seen someone hit 7 tails in a row. All in a row. It was unbelievable. I also feel like whenever I try to use Crushing Hammers, I flip tails more than half the time. I want to say a good, I don't know, maybe a little bit under 75% of the time, it's going to be a tails. But you know what? I still run this card because I think it's that good of a card. And it's so good, when I run this, I never just run one of these just to kind of hope to throw it in a deck. I always run the full allotment of 4. I always put 4 in because if you're going to use one Crushing Hammer, you might as well use 4 Crushing Hammers. Because if you're going to try to get energy off of your opponent, you might as well put the full in there, the full 4 that you can. Because if you put 1, it's just kind of a willy-nilly card. I feel like it doesn't make a difference. But you have 4 chances to flip heads, and I've had games just completely change because I was able to knock 1 or even 2 energy off of my opponent. All thanks to this card, Crushing Hammer. Dang, it's a good card. Now, this card is also pretty infuriating, especially if you're playing against it. You're about to attack, or it's your first turn. Let's say you're playing ADPZ, which is a deck type that relies on getting 2 energy on a Pokemon card as quickly as possible. If you're playing like 2 of these, and I've gotten 2 of these in my hand, or even 3 of these in my hand early on, I'm just going to try to knock energy off of my opponent, and that really throws them off their game. It's so detrimental, because remember, energy means turns, and you're taking away turns if you can successfully use this card. Now, there are some decks that just have tons and tons of energy, so it's not as effective on those. I would say, for example, there's the popular Pika-Rom deck type, where if they can power up Pikachu and Reshiram, I think that's who they are, Pika-Rom. If you can just power Pika-Rom, I forget the other Pokemon with Pikachu, but they can actually put energy onto like their pals on the bench. That's crazy. They get tons of energy spread. It's nuts. Another deck that does it is anything with Frostmoth. Frostmoth is a water type Pokemon. I think it's stage 1 or 2. I think it's stage 1. It might be stage 2. I don't remember. I don't play Frostmoth. I play against Frostmoth a lot. But anyways, Frostmoth allows you to play as much water energy onto your Pokemon as you want during the turn. And so, you know, that's where this doesn't come in as handy. You're better off trying to kill Frostmoth as quickly as possible when it comes to those circumstances. But you know what? Crushing Hammer is definitely a card that you might want to consider playing with. And I would say if you want to try playing with it, I would just put the 4 in there. Find space for 4 of them and just use it as one of your big strategies in your deck. Either that or just leave it out. I mean, putting 1 or 2 in, I don't think it's not going to make that big of a difference. But if you put in like 4, you really have a chance to like change the direction of a game that you play just because of this card. Now, there will be plenty of times where you flip this and nothing happens and it sucks. It's terrible. But the other cool thing is it's an item card and it's not like a supporter. So you can play as many of these as you want per turn. That is really, really nice. Alright, well let me know if you played with Crushing Hammers before. Crushing Hammer is, like I said, a really cool card. A high level card, I want to say, in the game. And so it's worth playing. I see it all the time when I play competitively. Great card. Let me know if you play with this card, and if you do, tell me what your success is with it. Do you feel like you get it more, or do you feel like you get it less, or do you feel like you get it right at that 50-50 mark? Thanks for watching this Card Talk. I'll see you next time.